I had to admit she made sense. I pretended to think, and she quietly looked at me with hopeful eyes, like a pitiful cat. Finally, I understood. You're absolutely right. I stepped forward, gently took a rope, moved behind her, leaned close to her ear, and said, "But sorry, I still can't trust you." With that, I tightened the rope around her neck. The dark clouds outside grew thicker, my face turned cold, and my entire being seemed engulfed in darkness, with no way back. I recalled that morning, while jogging, I found a small path leading up a hill near Ba Mountain. There were a few graves of local villagers, part of a local cemetery. Tonight, I'd add an unmarked grave. I thought even after many years, no one would find her body. With that thought, I used all my strength. Soon she stopped responding. No matter how noisy a person's life is, death is just a moment. I slowly loosened my grip, my forehead dotted with cold sweat, my palms marked by the rope. I sighed. Finally, it was over. No matter the process, I had killed her. I untied the rope from her body, preparing to deal with the corpse. But unexpectedly, she suddenly opened her eyes. She spun around, pushing me down. She wasn't dead. She wasn't dead. I quickly got up to chase her. She ran to the kitchen, grabbed a fruit knife, and screamed, "Don't come closer. Don't come closer. Or we'll both die." I didn't listen, lunging to grab the knife. I didn't believe a man like me could lose to a frail girl like her. But when the knife plunged into my chest, I knew I had overestimated myself. I saw blood spreading across my shirt, her terrified face fading. I closed my eyes and fell. Then I had a dream. In the dream, my father walked down the street holding her. She was beautifully dressed, her sandals showing off slender legs, her silk hahong dress fluttering in the breeze, radiant. They talked and laughed, so intimate it made others jealous. I stood in the darkness, watching them under the sunlight, feeling lonely. Finally, I couldn't hold back and shouted, "Dad!" Dad heard me and stopped. He turned to look at me. God. Dad had my face. It was me. A thunderclap woke me. I opened my eyes, vaguely looking around, realizing I was lying on the floor. She was beside me, frantically bandaging my wound with gauze. "Oh my God, you're awake!" She was excited. Seeing her haggard appearance, I found it slightly amusing. "Yeah, I'm not dead yet. How do you feel? You lost a lot of blood?" She was worried. I shook my head, puzzled. Why didn't you run away?" I asked. "I couldn't watch you die in front of me," she answered without hesitation. I didn't expect that after everything I did. She didn't want me to die. Wasn't she afraid I'd wake up and try again? What a foolish woman. The bleeding stopped. "The floor's cold. Should I help you to the chair?" she asked. I nodded. She struggled to lift me, carefully placing me on the sofa. As she set me down, she lost her balance and fell into my lap. "Ah," she yelped, quickly checking my wound, afraid of worsening it. Seeing it was fine, she tried to stand. But in that moment, I don't know what came over me. I hugged her. Perhaps my actions scared her, and she froze. After a while, I heard the rain outside stop, and I slowly let go.
I said go.
She stood up. "What about you?" "I'm fine." "Aren't you afraid I'll report to the police? Will you?" I asked. "I won't," she said. "Whether you do or not, it doesn't matter. Just go." I turned away. Finally, she turned and slowly walked out the door. I don't know if she looked back at me, or if she resented me after leaving. She disappeared, just as she said, like a snowman melting away. One thing she was right about, my father didn't return to my mother because she left. Half a year later, they still divorced, with proceedings handled at the Hon Kim District People's Court. My mother hasn't fully escaped the darkness and is still undergoing weekly psychological treatment at Hanoi Psychiatric Hospital. Not long after, I received a wedding invitation from my father. You can guess I had no desire to attend, but he begged me repeatedly. At the wedding in the lavish banquet hall at the Sofitel Metropole Hanoi, with music playing, the bride walked in arm with the groom, everyone watching with admiring eyes. I turned and saw a beautiful figure in a white silk wedding dye. Our eyes meeting, it was that familiar face. After the reception, my father introduced the woman beside him. Nam, you're not a kid anymore. Lynn is only a few years older than you. Don't feel pressured, just call her whatever feels comfortable. I nodded, seeing her smile at me. When my father left to greet guests, I quietly approached her. Long time no see, I said. Long time no see, she smiled lightly. I had to admit, she looked stunning at the wedding. The white wedding dye highlighted her pearl-like complexion, completely different from the woman I kidnapped. I thought I'd never see you again in this lifetime, I said, sipping wine. Really? Then you're a bit naive. What do you mean? I was puzzled. She smiled. Some things you'd find out sooner or later, so I'll tell you now. Actually, I never left Hanoi. I just told your father that when he got divorced, I'd come back to him. Moreover, I knew early on that you were Uncle Dong's son. I saw your photo in his phone. When you opened the suitcase, I recognized you immediately. So the story about being deceived into being the other woman was a lie. I knew he was married all along. I shook my head, unable to believe it. Then why didn't you report me to the police? If I did, Uncle Dong would know his son hated his mistress. How could we continue? How could I be here at this wedding today? So she had calculated everything from the start. Lynn. My father's voice called from a distance. He was standing with some friends, waving toward us. She immediately waved back, then turned to me. Sorry, I know I lied to you a lot. But one thing I said was true. I love your father, that's real. With that, she smiled and walked away. I swirled the wine in my glass, giving a faint smile. Looks like I need to start planning a new murder. Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in. Please subscribe to our channel to not miss the next exciting story.